Thank you, everyone, for joining us here today in our Salesforce and Anaplan webcast. My name is Amanda Kwon, and I'm joined by my colleague, Austin Fierro. Austin and I are business intelligence and analytics consultants here at Thorogood, and we've drawn on our Anaplan and Salesforce experience and expertise to bring you today's presentation. So let's start with reviewing today's objectives. Today, we're going to quickly leverage sales and CRM data in your business planning by incorporating data from Salesforce into an Anaplan model. Then, we'll show how to embed that model back into Salesforce so that it can be shared in the cloud with additional Salesforce functionality. And along the way, we'll discuss how integrating Salesforce and Anaplan can increase collaboration in your organization, resulting in more efficient and data-driven selling and planning processes. But before we begin, I'm going to open up a quick poll to ask about your familiarity with Salesforce and Anaplan, so please respond when you can. While working on that poll, I'll start with a brief introduction to Thorogood. For those of you unfamiliar with Thorogood, we are an independent professional services consulting firm specializing in business intelligence and analytics solutions. We've been delivering value in this space for over 25 years. We operate as a single organization, serving our customers globally, and often working in leveraged teams across our offices in New York, Philadelphia, London, Bangalore, and Singapore. All of our consultants are recruited and trained in the same way to develop a unique mix of business understanding, technical excellence, and analytical ability. We provide a full range of services to support your business goals, covering the end-to-end life cycle of any project, from initial strategy and roadmap definitions, to requirements gathering, design and implementation of complex systems, through to training and support of business users. And most importantly, especially for today, we provide planning and business modeling solutions. Our clients typically span 4 data-rich verticals: consumer goods, pharmaceutical and health services, banking, and insurance. Our clients are some of the leading organizations in these sectors, and we take a lot of pride in the long-standing relationships we have fostered with some of the names you see here. These organizations are large, complex businesses, and we rely on our thorough business understanding and deep technical expertise to deliver successful solutions to their business challenges. We are independent in that we don't align with a single technology vendor. Instead, we work with a wide array of technology firms in the business intelligence market, including back-end, front-end, and analytics-driven technologies. With this independence, we're able to develop well-rounded expertise that allows us to help our clients integrate across platforms successfully, much like you'll see today with Salesforce and Anaplan. Salesforce is a cloud-based CRM tool designed to increase productivity for not just your sales team, but your marketing, HR, supply chain, finance, support teams, and many more. It gives you one place to track all of your customer interactions and allows people within your organization to quickly share and receive updates on important customer relations. For colleagues who are constantly on the go or in the field, it's convenient to be able to access Salesforce from any mobile device, and the new Lightning experience is a particularly app-friendly user experience. Since Salesforce always shows you the most up-to-date version of information, it allows you to make quicker decisions and prioritize actions within your business. Salesforce can be integrated with a number of other technologies, including data visualization software like Tableau and ClickView, or, like we're demonstrating today, planning tools like Anaplan. If you're interested in learning more about Salesforce integration, we have on-demand videos and resources on our website. So what exactly is Anaplan? As a robust cloud-based planning and budgeting tool, Anaplan enables businesses to model and manage their planning, forecasting, and optimization processes in a tailored and customizable way. You can adapt your Anaplan applications at the speed of change in your business, and its powerful calculation engine allows for recalculating changes on the fly rather than in minutes, hours, or even overnight. Anaplan's capabilities for what-if scenario and predictive modeling make forecasting more data-driven and accurate. Like Salesforce, Anaplan is entirely cloud-based. Your team is always connected to one shared view of the plan, the most up-to-date view, where your users can input, update, and collaborate on plans. Anaplan promotes self-service and puts the planning process in the hands of the business without being nearly as reliant on IT for support. If you regularly attend our events, you know we've featured how to successfully integrate Salesforce with other technologies like Tableau, ClickView, Power BI, and we've also integrated Anaplan with Tableau. Much like those presentations, today is inspired by our clients and the business challenges they've faced. We hope you'll leave today's webcast with a much better sense of the excellent synergies you can achieve by integrating the industry leaders in CRM and planning software. So why bother integrating Salesforce and Anaplan? Who would benefit? Why is it useful? For one, both technologies are SaaS, or software as a service, cloud platforms. The initial setup is minimal and puts the power in the hands of the business users themselves with less dependence on IT. Second, sales and planning go hand in hand. With the leader in CRM and the leader in planning and modeling, the integration of the two allows for a single, one-stop shop for all sales and planning within your organization. Finally, the integration of these two platforms enables the end users to collaborate best without having to toggle between applications, emails, etc. It helps to streamline your existing business processes or even allow you to come up with new and more efficient ones. So let's explore a sample use case for a CPG company where the same set of data is important to both sales and operations teams, but are used in separate processes. In this company, sales reps negotiate with potential clients on product sales, and at different points in the negotiation, the reps will keep track of the data, like the type of products the client wants to buy, the number of units, and when the products are needed. Currently, each rep keeps a spreadsheet of the sales pipeline changes, and will email the spreadsheet to people who need it. The operations managers at different factories will communicate with the sales reps on how many units of each product they anticipate selling. There might not be a lot of lead time between when a sale is confirmed and when the products need to be shipped, so factories will want to start manufacturing components based on forecasted quantities before the deal has been closed. These operations managers keep track of their supply chain planning in their own spreadsheets, separate from the sales reps. For the reps to update the operations team on pipeline changes, they need to send over their spreadsheets, resulting in poor version control. Reps for different customers may also use different versions and formats, and these challenges can result in a long lag time between when an update in the sales pipeline is received and when it's reflected in the supply chain. A solution to a challenging and siloed sales and operations process might be to integrate the two processes using tools like Salesforce and Anaplan. So let's take a closer look at how this integration might look now. With Anaplan and Salesforce, there's always a single version of the truth that is also the most recent, and both sales reps and planners can access this information instantly from any web browser. A Salesforce and Anaplan integration might be as simple as bringing Salesforce data into Anaplan and replacing traditional spreadsheets with these cloud-based tools. Or, with the ability to embed Anaplan models into Salesforce, your integration solution may be more customized, and you might have a Salesforce page that allows reps to update the plans for specific accounts or products without leaving Salesforce. Salesforce's live feed interface and chatter window encourage real-time collaboration between operations managers and sales reps on the front lines. Planners are given immediate visibility into changes to the sales pipeline, and the data from Salesforce will flow into Anaplan in near real time. With Anaplan's flexible modeling platform, your organization will be able to handle sales disruptions immediately by creating new scenarios in Anaplan or adjusting existing ones. Finally, having one collaborative platform will enable top-down goal setting within your organization. Managers and executives can see both sales and planning data in the same place, helping them set and prioritize business goals. So let's go ahead and dive into the demos. For today's demonstrations, I'll be playing the part of the sales rep, while Austin will, at first, play the part of the supply chain planner. As a sales rep, I regularly speak to customers and discuss different products we may sell to them. So for a given customer, I would have negotiated some quantity of product to be sold and shipped. Historically, I would then store that information in an Excel spreadsheet, email it to Austin, and let him take it from there. However, if about a week or so later, the customers decided they want a bit more product than we originally discussed, what would I do? I'd go back into my local Excel spreadsheet, update the numbers, and email it back to Austin again. But that's what I've historically done. But now I'm using Salesforce. With Salesforce, I have a user-friendly, easily accessible application wherein I can track all my projects in the pipeline, all my accounts, all my colleagues' accounts, and everything is stored in the cloud. Even better, Austin and his supply chain colleagues also have access to Salesforce. So anytime I update quantities, he and his team can see that change too. So let's go ahead and see what that looks like. I'll switch over to my web browser now. And here I am in Salesforce. What you see here is Salesforce Classic, fairly standard out-of-the-box Salesforce, not a lot of customization here. I'm in my Opportunities tab, looking at items on my pipeline. So I'm a sales rep. I've recently gotten out of a meeting with my customer, Booths, and Booths has decided that they would like to up the quantities of the conditioners in our craft style opportunity. So I'll go ahead, click that, and open it now. What you can see here under this products section is I can see two products in this opportunity, the Protect Conditioner, 400 milliliters, and its LE or Luxury Edition. The quantities, 1.5 and 3 million, are now actually out of date. My customer wants 2 million and 3.5 million each. Now, you'll notice that the numbers may come across as a bit inflated. That's very true. Note, this is intentional, as this is based off of a fabricated data set. So to update those quantities, under this action section, I can select Edit, and I can change that 1.5 million to 2 and hit Save. And similarly, for the Luxury Edition, from 3 million to 3.5 and Save. And that's it. Additionally, with Salesforce's chatter functionality, we can track any field that we want to update our colleagues on. So for example, if Austin and his colleagues are following me on chatter, they can get a notification that I just updated those quantities. Then they can go into Salesforce to check out the new numbers and use them for their planning. So you can see the value Salesforce has brought in streamlining just this one piece of the process. I do want to show one more thing in Salesforce, and it's Salesforce Lightning. So here at the top right where my name is, I can hover over, click that down arrow, and select Switch to Lightning Experience. This is the updated look and feel for Salesforce that's been rolling out since last year, and it's really sharp. So here at the top, I can see this Opportunities section. There's a down arrow there, and I can see the recent opportunities that I've gone into. And I can quickly go to Craft Style now. So similarly to what you saw before, my details are here on the left-hand side. You can see those products on the right, and you can see those updated numbers of 2 million for the regular conditioner and 3.5 for the Luxury Edition. There's also this really great looking workflow up here showing the stage of the opportunity from prospecting, qualified, pending approval, and closed. So what I can do is go ahead and mark the qualified stage as complete with a single click. And now my manager is going to receive an email notification that it's awaiting his approval, so he can then sign off on the opportunity. We'll be using this version of Salesforce for the rest of today's webcast. So now that I've done my job, I've updated Salesforce per the latest requirements from the customer, I'll hand it off to Austin so he can analyze that data in Anaplan.
Thank you, Amanda. So now before we jump into our second demo of utilizing the Salesforce data Amanda just updated, I want to mention some of the benefits to analyzing your Salesforce data in Anaplan. For one, there's no duplication of data or effort. If your current business processes have certain data in Salesforce, but you've put together an Anaplan model for forecasting, for example, instead of manually entering in the data in both Salesforce and Anaplan, you can now automatically pull that data in. Tangentially, this also allows for a single version of the truth. More often than not, sales plans and demand forecasts are kept within local spreadsheets, and as they constantly evolve, they may encounter version control issues. Keeping this all within a single platform allows the multiple parties to access, view, and update a single source. And in pulling your Salesforce data into Anaplan, you now have the ability to utilize Anaplan's planning and modeling functionalities like what-if analysis, statistical forecasting methods, and more to analyze the data. So now how do you go about getting this set up? You can download your Salesforce data as a CSV and import into Anaplan. This can also be a bit of a manual process and does require the correct permissions in order to pull the data. Otherwise, you can utilize a Salesforce and Anaplan Live connector. While this is a more complex process to initially set up, the return on investment continues to increase over time. No more manual pulls and uploads of data every time you need it. So now I'm going to go ahead and get started with the demo. I'll first pull up our Anaplan model. And we have it here. So for this demo, I'm going to play the role of an individual or a supply chain manager, as Amanda mentioned. My job here is going to be incorporate Amanda's Salesforce data update into our company's Anaplan model. And then I'm going to make the necessary changes to my model based on the data imported. So what we see here is a landing page of our model broken into 5 dashboards here. Each of these dashboards are comprised of several modules and underlying lists. For today's demonstration, we will be focusing on the Load Actuals dashboard here and the Account Adjustments dashboard. Now, before we go and import the data, I want to give a brief overview of how we establish this connection between Anaplan and Salesforce. First, with our Heroku account, we used Heroku Connect to connect the Heroku to our Salesforce objects like opportunities and accounts, and chose items which we wish to connect with, like opportunity name, account name, and product name. Now, once this was set up, we used Anaplan Connect to connect to the Heroku server, and this allowed the data that was now in Heroku to be imported into Anaplan where we chose. Now, as I mentioned, this was a brief overview of the steps we took to get our Salesforce data into Anaplan, but we'd be more than happy to answer any technical questions at the end of this webcast. So for now, let's look at the dashboards to see where we can import the Salesforce data and how it will affect them. So we just saw Amanda alter the sales data for the month of March, and we're going to want to see those updated figures in our Anaplan model. So let's navigate over to the Load Actuals dashboard. Now, some things I want to point out. First, you may notice that Anaplan's setup is kind of like an Excel spreadsheet with the grid formatting. We see here we have conditionally formatted cells in green, which signifies our current month of March. Also, there are cells with blue and black text. All this means is that the cells with blue font color allow the user to update the cell, where the black cells cannot be edited, or they're hard-coded. We also have the option to see the level or granularity of our data. This is shown in the drop-down here. So for now, we're looking at boosts, which Amanda updated, but we can also see other accounts, as well as higher levels, such as direct-to-customer or distributor. So now if we go to our open source module here, this is where we're going to import our data. So we can navigate over to the sales volume import and go over to the month of March. So here we see the unupdated figures of 3 million and 1.5 million. And we're going to want to update those to 3.5 and 2, which Amanda changed. To do so, we can go to our Data tab here and click Import. If I scroll down, we see the Upload from Opportunities product, which is our Anaplan connector to the products. We can select that. And here we're presented with the mapping from Salesforce and Anaplan. We have quantity, name, service date, as well as the account. And the data values that we're going to be bringing in are quantities, as you can see here. So I can simply run the import, and we can just wait for that to load. And once it does, we see where we have success, 7 updated columns. So once we close this, We can now see the updated figures here in our module, and if we jump back to our dashboard, we see them updated here as well. So now that we have a successful upload, we can see the month of March is updated as well. But my job isn't done as a supply chain modeler. I have the responsibility to ensure that my company's forecast sales volume is appropriate as well. With this increase in March sales volume above normal, thanks to Amanda's hard work, I think we need to update the forecast for April and May to reflect these increases. So if we go back to our landing page and we go to our account adjustments, another dashboard, we see here that I'm able to make adjustments to the blue cells, as I mentioned earlier, right here, along this row. So since the sales increased in March, I have run the numbers and concluded that according to our business model, the increases are sustainable for at least the months of April and May. So I can now confidently increase these adjustments for April and May, like so. So I can increase this to 2.5 million, and I can increase the March figures to 2 million. Now I feel I have something valuable for my account manager to investigate and sign off on. So now let's jump back to our slides. So we saw that with the help of Anaplan Connect, we can now import real-time data from Salesforce into our Anaplan model. We were then able to see how this data affected our models, providing new and valuable insights for the planner, who can then go and make the necessary adaptations or adjustments instantly to reflect this data. Now at this point, we've seen the basic Salesforce functionality and how we might build Anaplan models that leverage information for my Salesforce organization. We'll now focus on how these two tools can come together within the Salesforce platform to enable streamlined approval process and collaboration, which can increase your efficiency. We'll now focus on how exposing the Anaplan model within Salesforce adds this business value. First, integrating these tools allows you to have all your planning in one place. You'll be able to see products that are being sold and how they're affecting forecasts all within Salesforce. You'll also get a seamless experience through a single sign-on authentication, which increases efficiency in data exploration and allows you to make more data-driven decisions quickly. Next, there are many security options for accessing your data in Anaplan and Salesforce. With role-based security in Anaplan and custom security profiles in Salesforce, you'll be able to determine the security architecture that best meets your needs. Finally, combining these tools enhances collaboration on Anaplan models as well as Salesforce objects via Salesforce Chatter. So there are several ways to get this set up. The easiest way is to activate your Anaplan for Salesforce tab, which is published by Anaplan. This gives you the basic ability to view and interact with all your modules and models and dashboards as well on the Anaplan specific tab within Salesforce. A quick note here is that this tab does not allow you to collaborate directly with Chatter. You can also create a visual force page for Salesforce objects, which is what we'll see in the demo shortly. This allows you to embed a model into objects like opportunities or accounts. And finally, there are many options for approval processes, workflows, and custom Apex applications to meet your business requirements. So to give you a brief background, I'm going to play the role of an account manager now. I recently received an email, which I'm going to bring up now, from Salesforce, telling me that my sales rep has created an opportunity in the pending approval stage here. So I can simply click on this embedded link, and it will bring me directly to Salesforce and that opportunity page. Let's just give it a brief moment to load. So I now see that this is under craft style, which Amanda updated, and it's now in the pending approval stage. We see here we have the updated figures for our quantities, but now we see this new tab called Forecasts. So I'm able to see all the dashboards and modules that my supply chain manager saw. However, it's now within Salesforce. So as a manager, I want to go into my statistical forecast dashboard to see exactly how the addition of Amanda's figures in March affect our output going forward. So to do that, I can simply click on the dashboard. So by looking at the forecast, I see the increase in months of March and April, as well as May, and I do believe that this was the correct approach for my planner. However, I also have the ability to make the same adjustments my supply chain manager did in the account adjustments dashboard if I feel these numbers should be altered. But in the end, I believe that my sales rep and planner have done an outstanding job. So I can first change this opportunity from pending approval to approved. So let me just do that now. I can mark this stage as complete, and I can select approved here and save it. Now that that's approved, I can also go into my chatter feed and let Amanda know that she did an excellent job and that the sale is where it is now. So to do that, I can simply jump over to chatter and then just type in, "Great job, Amanda," and tell her that it is approved. If she's following this, which I'm sure she is, she'll get a notification that her hard work is paid off. So now let's jump back over to the slides to recap. We're able to see how Anaplan models within Salesforce create a convenient, valuable environment for the account manager. The approval process shown proved to be very helpful as it kept the manager up to date and informed on recent activity and changes. And we also saw how chatter can be utilized to increase collaboration within your organization. With that, we have seen 3 distinct roles within our organization that can help make use of Salesforce, Anaplan, or a combination of the two for the many added benefits and value that it brings to their company. However, Salesforce can also be integrated with many other data sources to improve your company's operations and more efficient and collaborative environment. I'm now going to hand it back to Amanda, who will conclude today's webcast.
Thank you, Austin, and thanks for telling me I did a great job.
You're welcome.
If you're considering using this combination of Anaplan and Salesforce, we recommend you thoroughly explore both the business goals and technological possibilities in order to ensure that you successfully meet the business needs and provide maximum value. On the business side, start by understanding your different business users, their needs, and the potential value they can attain through planning and modeling within Salesforce. As you understand those needs, also identify the information required for those users to make business decisions, whether it's within Salesforce or comes from other sources. As we work with clients, we see that this business and data understanding is critical. Different groups of users have different needs, and you'll ultimately want to tailor your solution to meet these diverse requirements. With that understanding, you can begin to design a meaningful integrated platform to support their needs. In parallel, on the technological possibilities slide, you'll want to craft your vision for integrating Anaplan's modeling capabilities into Salesforce. As you saw in the demonstrations today, there are various degrees of integration. Creating this vision requires deep insight into the capabilities of the tools that you are working with, and is something we help clients with regularly. If you have cases where users could benefit from much more ad hoc analysis or modeling, you might want to consider planning to train those users as necessary. And finally, you'll need to make sure that you've worked out all the technical aspects of integrating Salesforce and Anaplan to ensure a seamless experience for the users. We know it can be daunting to get started on something new like this, but hopefully, however far along you are, these considerations help you envision how to move forward. At Thorogood, we approach all our projects in this way, of balancing business goals and the value with technological possibilities in order to achieve maximum potential for our clients. We help our customers with everything from implementations of individual solutions to how to get started with a tool to developing enterprise-wide BI strategies and roadmaps, and many services in between. With this combination of Salesforce and Anaplan in particular, you may find it helpful to partner with someone like Thorogood to help you evaluate your technology options, provide guidance on business cases and training, and work together on the design and implementation. We'd love to hear from you about your business use cases, and we would be happy to speak with you more about what next steps with these tools or similar ones might look like for you and your organization. To recap, we'll review our objectives from the beginning of the webcast. We looked at leveraging Salesforce data to be utilized in Anaplan models. We then embedded those Anaplan models back into Salesforce for a seamless user experience. And throughout the way, we discussed how the combination of Salesforce and Anaplan facilitates increased collaboration and data-driven decision-making, Thank you very much for joining us today to learn about Salesforce and Anaplan, and have a great rest of your day.